Good morning, student. K-Tech School welcomes you all. Now, student, it's time to learn English. So, today we will be doing lesson 1.2. Who is the greatest? Yes, we are going to do lesson 1.2. Who is the greatest? Now, before proceeding further, student, you might have heard many stories from your parents of Akbar and Birbal, isn't it? Yes. Have you heard now? Yes. So, this lesson is also related to Akbar and Birbal only. Okay. Now, let us see what happens in this lesson 1.2. Now, before doing this lesson, I will be reading the lesson and afterward I will be explaining you with the help of the pictures. Okay, so that you will understand it nicely. Okay, student? So, should I start? Okay, we'll start the lesson. Yes, here comes the lesson 1.2. Who is the greatest? Now I am going to read. Okay, listen carefully, student. Emperor Akbar or Akbar the Great is known as one of the greatest ruler in the world. Not just because he had a vast empire, a very strong army, untold wealth, but because he was a good human being. He cared for his subject. He had great respect for scholars, writers, poets, and artists belonging to different religion. He was a patron of art and culture. The 9 gems or Navratnas in his court were famous. Many people believe that of these 9 gems, Birbal was the closest to the emperor's heart. Akbar loved to pose interesting questions or problems in his court, and Birbal never failed to come up with an equal interesting answers. Yes, student, now I am going to explain you this paragraph with the help of the pictures. Okay, student? Listen, see the pictures and listen it carefully, okay? Yes, student, here comes the lesson. Who is the greatest? Yes. Now, this is Akbar. Akbar the Great. Yes, he is known as one of the greatest ruler in the world. Okay? Not just because he had a vast empire. Empire means where he is ruling. Okay? Empire means the place where he is ruling. Okay? Not just because he had a vast empire, but he had a good and very strong army also. Akbar, he had a very good and strong army also. And what else? Untold wealth. Wealth means money and all this treasuries. Okay? Where we keep all our jewelries, gold, diamond, pearl. Isn't it? Yeah, yes. This is known as untold wealth. Untold wealth means plenty. Plenty of money, plenty of jewelries he had. Okay? Got this much? But why he had all these? Because he was a good human being. Yes. Why he had? He had all those things because he was always a good human being. Human being means to respect everyone, whether he's a rich person or a poor person. Okay? Got this much? And what else? He used to care his subject. His subject means the people who live in his empire, in his place. Okay, whether they are rich or whether they are poor, he used to care for his subject. And what else? He used to give respect for scholars. See, scholars means all the intelligent person. Okay, scholars means all the intelligent person. Now see, who are the scholars? Yes. First is the writer. Writer means who writes stories or small plays, isn't it? Those people are called as a writer. Yes. And poets. Poets means who write poem, isn't it? Yes, writers, a person who write stories, and poet is a person who write poems. Okay? And artist, see, and artist who paints. Okay? Draw painting. Okay? Even in a school, many students they love drawing na? Yes, like that. This Akbar, he used to love those persons. Okay? Belonging to different religion. Yes, he used to love people from different religion. See, you can see all the religion is over here. Can you see? Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, everyone are there. He loved all those religion. Okay? And he was a patron of art and culture. Yes, patron. He loved art. Art means the skill of drawing. The people who are very expert in drawing, painting the statues, or making the sculptures. Sculptures means making statues. Okay? Making sculptures means making statues. He loved those person. And the culture. Culture means their behaviors, how they the behavior of that religion. Okay? Culture means how they eat, how they dress up, how they speak. All these are known in culture. Okay, student? Yes. Now, what happened next? He had 9 gems. Can you see in this picture 9 people sitting in front of Akbar? Yes, those are gems. Gems means Navratnas. They are very talented people who are sitting in front of him in his court. Court means, can you see? Darbar. Court means darbar, not a court of police ka. Okay, this court is known as darbar. Okay, they are sitting in front of him and were very famous. They are very famous also. Now many people believe that from this 9 gems, one of the gems is very closest to Akbar's heart. Yes, who is very closest? One only person. From that 9 gems, only one person is closest to Akbar's heart. And who is? He is Birbal. Yes, Birbal was very closest to Akbar's heart. Now what happens, we'll see. Now Akbar loved to pose his question. He was very interesting in giving question to this 9 Navratnas. He used to give one new questions to them. Why? To solve those question or the problem which he is giving. The 9 Ratnas, they should solve them properly. But what happened? What used to happen? Only from this 9, who used to solve those problems? Yes, Birbal. He used to solve the problem very interestingly and very equally to that question. What the question is there? That with an interesting, he used to solve those question properly and nicely. He used to say in front of Akbar. Okay? Got this much, student? Yes, we'll see the next paragraph. Okay, student? Yes, we don't know whether all the Akbar and Birbal stories that we hear today have has basis in history. They have been handed down over generation mainly by words of mouth. Here are 2 of them. Yes, what this paragraph is saying, students, see, we don't know whether these stories which we are hearing today also have some base in history. Do we have any stories in history of Akbar and Birbal? No. We just know that Akbar was the king. That much only we know. No stories we have heard in the history. Okay. But these stories are told by our parents. We have heard these stories by the mouth of our parents. through generation. Generation means your mother ke mother, their mother, they might have told the story. From that great the story we are just hearing, okay, by the mouth of our parents. Got this much, student? Now from these stories we have two interesting stories in this lesson. Now let's see which are those two interesting stories. Let us proceed further. Okay, student? Are you understanding? Okay, so we'll proceed further. Now let's see. One day the emperor entered the court with a very serious expression on his face. As soon as he was seated, he said, "I have a question for all of you. What should be the punishment for someone who pulls my mustache?" The court was stunned. Pull the emperor's mustache? It was unheard of. Flog him. Give him 50 lashes of the whip, explained one nobleman. That's not enough. Put him in jail without food and water, said another. Yes, now let's see through the pictures. Okay, student? Yes, student, see. He came with an expression and he's telling what he's telling to his court. In the court, what he's telling to his 9 Navratnas, that what should be the punishment? What should be the punishment for someone who pulls my mustache? So what is giving a question to his Navratnas, that what should be the punishment? What should be the punishment to that person who pulls my mustache? Now what happens? All the court was stunned. They were totally silent. And they were saying to each other, pull the emperor's mustache? What they are telling to each other? Pull the emperor's mustache? It was unheard of. Means they are gossiping with each other. Who is going to pull Akbar's mustache? Okay, anyone have got that much of gut to pull his mustache? No. So see what the lesson is telling us. One of the noblemen, what he's telling? Give him 50 lashes. See, can you see? Person beating him. How many? 50 lashes. Beat him 50 lashes of the whip. Whip means, can you see the person who is handling that wooden rod? That is known as whip. And what he's telling, that give him 50 lashes. Who said? One of the noblemen. Yes. One stood and he told that give him 50 lashes. Now we'll see what happens next. The second one, another one, stands up and say, no, don't beat him. What to do? You just put him in jail without giving him food and water. Who said this? Another person stood up. Another Navratna stood up and he told, no, don't beat him. Put him in jail. Directly put him in jail without giving him some food and water. Okay. Now let's see further what happens. Okay. Whip him. Beat him up. Hang him. Cut off his offended hands. The agitated courtier began to cry out. Only Birbal was silent. He was even smiling a little. What do you say, Birbal? What is your opinion? In my opinion, O giver of peace to the world, the offender should be given his favorite sweet meats. Now let's see what he's telling over here. Okay, through the pictures. I'll show you the pictures. Okay, what he's telling we'll see in this paragraph. Yes, what he's telling, another person, he stood up and what he said, that beat him, hang him also. What he's telling? Hang him, cut off his offended hand. Offended means by which hand he had pulled mustache of king, just cut off his hand. Who said? The agitated courtyard. Courtyard means all those Navratnas and the people who are sitting in front of the court. They began to cry out. Okay, they started shouting and they started telling, nay, hang him, beat him, cut off his hand. All these people they were telling. But what happened over here? Birbal was very silent. He was totally silent. He was not doing anything. He was just smiling. What he was doing? He didn't say a word, but he was just smiling. And what did Akbar ask him? What do you say, Birbal? What is your opinion? So Akbar is asking Birbal that, what do you say? Do you have to say anything? What is your opinion? Do you want to say anything? So yes, what did he say? What did Birbal say? Yes, in my opinion means to me, by my opinion, O giver of peace of the world. The giver of peace means ekdam silent. You have to be cool and calm. Okay, no fighting, nothing. Like that, peace means no fighting with each other. Just listen what he's telling. The offender should give him his favorite sweet meat. What should be given? Yes, the offender means the person who is guilty person. He should be given his favorite food. Sweet meat means favorite food. Whatever he loved, he used to give him. Okay, understood till here, student? Isn't it an interesting story? Yes, now we'll see further what happens. Okay. Raja Birbal, are you out of your mind? Give sweet meat for such a grave offense? The courtier began to say. Birbal smiled and offered an explanation. Yes, you would be so bold as to pull the emperor's mustache. Only his son, his own grandson. When Akbar heard this, he burst out laughing because that is exactly what had happened in the morning. Yes, what had happened? We'll see, okay? Yes, what had happened over here? Akbar, what he's telling to Birbal? Birbal, are you gone mad? What are you saying? That you should give the offender his sweet meat? So what did Akbar do? He just smiled and he explained to Akbar. Yes, who would be so bold? What he's telling? Who would be so bold to pull your mustache? What he's telling? That who is that person that he will pull your mustache? So what did Birbal say? That person might be your own grandson. What he's telling? Only your grandson. Grandson means pota, means Akbar's son's ka beta. Okay, he might have pulled your mustache. Okay, so what happened? Hearing this answer, what did Akbar do? He started laughing. Why? Because that was exactly what had happened in the morning. Yes, his grandson, his pota, he had only pulled his mustache. Got this much, student? Okay, the next part will do in next period. Okay, student? Now I'll be giving you some new words, meanings. Okay, students? So please write it down in your notebooks. Okay, did you understand till here? Isn't it an interesting story? Yes. Okay. Now thank you.